All right, it's time now for Aging in Style with Vitale Wealth Management. December 31st is fast approaching, and with it comes a flurry of year-end financial things to do. And the good news is most of the year-end mistakes are completely preventable with proper planning. Joining us now is President and Owner Joe Vitale. We appreciate you being here as always. And we want to remind everybody they can sign up for your newsletter. Yeah. It's called Financial Vitals for all of the latest in-market trends and financial news. So just scan that QR code right now on your screen, and that'll get you access. And today we're talking about really the best ways to make sure people are on track to max out their 401k or other employer-sponsored plans by the end of the year, as well as planning out other financial contributions. If you could talk us through that.
Okay, yeah, right now we have before the end of the year, you can max out your contributions. You know, usually it's about $23,000 for a 401k. A lot of times they give you a match. If you're over 50, you've got a $7,000 catch-up, but there's a super catch-up over 60, where you got up to $11,000, a little over $11,000, over and above that. So there's time to max that out. But a lot of times it's like, well, sometimes people are putting too much or too little in it. And it's like, well, why should I put more in? Let's look at the tax brackets. Depending on the tax brackets, maybe do a Roth, maybe do something else. But it's a good time to look at that and say, what should we do for the end of the year before the year is over?
All right, so it's important to know this. Now, when it comes, you mentioned kind of harvesting tax losses, really. Is it wise to sell investments at a loss to offset capital gains?
It is. A lot of times it is. You want to look at the tax brackets. You want to look at what your winners and losers are, which is like, well, Joe, I don't know. You know, how many people are watching it? Some people really do good with it, but that's where we come in. We do have portfolios that actually have tax harvesting portfolios. That's especially important for accounts that are not tax qualified, which are not IRAs or Roths, because you're going to pay tax on the capital gains when you sell it. You're going to pay some of your paying taxes on dividends regardless. So if you can offset some of your poor performers with some of your better performers and not pay tax on it, that's a win. Okay. So it's definitely something to look at.
And you know, all of this is to make sure we're saving on our taxes in a few months when we file yet again.
There you go.
Are charitable contributions required by the end of the year? And do you think this is a smart way to go and a smart approach to it?
It's a great strategy. You know, when you do your personal deduction, what is it, $16,000 per year for a personal deduction right now. So a lot of people are not itemizing anymore like they were in the past for charitable contributions. However, those who are taking required minimum distributions, who are 70 or older or 73 and older, now have to take required minimum distributions from their IRAs. They'd be, well, Joe, I don't need this money. Why do I have to take it? Well, because there's a 50% penalty if you don't take it, right? But if you are charitably inclined or you're given to your church or charity every week or every month, why not have your required minimum distribution come as a qualified charitable distribution direct to your charity, and that would satisfy part of your RMD every year, and you don't pay tax on that money. So why not take advantage of that before the end of the year?
That's interesting. Plus, give them to a great cause.
100%.
All right. Now, is this also a good time to rebalance portfolio? You mentioned earlier some people keep track of it. How would we check the progress and really make sure we're meeting our savings goals?
Always good to keep, always good to take a look at it. A lot of people take a look at it every day ad nauseum, which is not a good idea because they make bad knee-jerk reactions, especially emotions. We like to look at it. I mean, I barely look at my portfolio, but I do check it out when the market's doing good and when doing bad, just so I can keep tempered with it. But we have to look at different portfolios. Some of them, you don't want to chase gains, but like our international portfolio, international is coming back the last couple of years. And ours is just doing phenomenal right now. So that's one thing that we want to rebalance. Say, listen, let's take a piece out of this one. Let's put it into this one. Same thing with, Dave Ramsey says have 25% in small cap, mid cap, large cap, and international. So to spread it out and then you don't have to rebalance it, leave it alone. Well, that's okay, and that can work. But sometimes you can active manage and do a lot better if you're a little bit more nimble than that, and as opposed to just buying and holding for the whole time. So what we like to do, sometimes our small cap is starting to come back. It's still kind of lackluster, but our international is doing great right now. Our S&P strategy portfolio is doing wonderful as well. But there's a time for every one of them, and you could be overexposed if you're not careful. So you may want to make sure you're not overexposed in the wrong type of portfolio.
All right. Well, and you talked about, the economy up and down. We see that. I was always taught, put it in, forget about it, check it, once a year or whatever. But is it smart to move cash into investments right now?
Market's at an all-time high, right? So that's the people, oh, never go into the market at an all-time high. And that, guess what? It keeps going higher and higher and higher. I'm pretty optimistic on the market right now. Could we have a backslide? 100%, absolutely. Have we had them before? Yes, but what has happened? We come right back. So you have to have, if you're properly invested in sound companies with good earnings and good track records, and big companies that pay good dividends, you don't have to worry as much. You're not going to go back as much, and you're going to keep trudging forward a little bit at a time. So I think it's always a good time to get in.
Okay. And tell us more about the rate cuts, kind of who benefits and if we should expect more to come.
I think we definitely want to see more rate cuts to come. We should see a lot more. It's going to benefit those who are looking to borrow money, especially which is why our housing market's starting to be softened a little bit, right? Because nobody really wants to pay 7% interest on a mortgage if they're paying 3%, so they're going to stay where they are. So once we start getting rates coming down a little bit more, mortgage is going to be better for first-time buyers. It's going to be better for the market. We'll see more inventory on the market, which will be better, and hopefully will start to drive the prices down a little bit. That we hope. However, with also the rate cuts, what's going to happen? Bond prices will go up. Bond values will go up when the rates go down, which would be good for the bond portfolios. But those guaranteed are going to be lower. So you're starting to see CD rates come down. You're starting to see money market rates come down. Just like annuities, we could have gotten 6.2% guaranteed for 10 years. Now we're sitting at like 5.5. So we still have some good guarantees, but when those rates start to come down, those guarantees will come down as well.
Oh, some great advice, Joe. We appreciate it so much.
My
Again,
pleasure.
Want to remind everybody to get market updates and more through his newsletter, Financial Vitals. You can get information online as well by going to our website, WNEM.com. Right at the top of our homepage or on your phone, look for Aging in Style. We're back in a moment.